Hey, what is up guys, it's Tamriver here. In this video we are going to look at how you can improve your gameplay and improve your wins by 4 times, 5 times. Guys, also you see this discounted play button drawn behind me because it's actually my goal before I hit 10 years on YouTube, which is coming up in 2019, to possibly get a play button. Hopefully, but I can't do it without your help. So Tamnation, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. But guys, real talk, I've been playing this game full time since mid-season 3 and around the same time as Ninja Live Tournament. If you guys don't remember that, that was not really good.
One shot left. There it is. Tamriver going down. Very, very good scar.
If I'm Tamriver, I'm going, I just not only died to Ninja right off the bat, but he had a scar already? Well, is that even fair?
You have to remember, Tamriver has no idea that that was Ninja.
Yeah, back in Season 3, I only had 6 wins combined, less than a 1.0 KD. Season 4 was only a little bit better. I had about 38 wins the whole entire season, and that was toward like the last 2 weeks. But Season 5 was great. I got 142 wins in Season 5, which is almost 5 times the wins in Season 4 and almost 20 times the wins in Season 3. In this video, we are going to look at a few tips and tricks and how I and also you can improve your gameplay and increase your wins. Tip number 1, know your play style. There are 3 styles I'm playing Fortnite that we all kind of know about. Aggressive, basically going for kills. Passive, basically going for positionings and placings. And somewhere in between. Now, it is important for each game that you know what is your style, what is your goal for the game. It doesn't matter if you're playing solos, duos, or squads. You should be communicating with your team or how you guys should play out the game. My win ratio was extremely low in Season 3 because me and my duo partners or squad mates did not have a goal, or we did not focus on play styles that were suitable for us. We basically played every game one-dimensionally aggressive. It's also not as good when you have to play in a playstyle that you are not familiar with or not comfortable with. It depends on you as a player. Are you more aggressive or are you passive? You should be asking yourself that question. You should play towards your strength. Me, I'm somewhere in between. I lean a little bit more towards the passive side. I can go aggressive, I can go passive. I'm really flexible when it comes to that, but I'm still leaning a little bit more toward the passive style of play. Now, passive isn't bad. What I mean by passive, I mean my strength is in my awareness, my positioning, and my map rotations. Tip number 2, be aware. This might sound like common sense, but you won't believe how many games in duos or squads where I had to call out the location of the enemies, and my squad mates had no idea they were even in that vicinity. Knowing where the enemies are at all times, where they will be coming from, will give you a huge advantage in fights, allowing you to either third party them or you get the jump on them rather than the other way around. It is also very important to pay attention to the bus route where a majority of the players will be rotating into the zones themselves. You never want to be hanging around these hot zones unless your goal is to slay out and get kills. But since the video is a guide to winning and not a guide to kills, I will highly recommend not being in those areas to decrease your chance on getting third party and increase your chance on winning games. Tip number 3, know your drop locations. You should have a variety of drop location for each bus route. The location should not just be named cities, but also unnamed locations that you are familiar with so that you can easily disengage if you notice that you have a bad drop. You should really not commit to a bad drop. If you notice that another person is landing before you, try to disengage to another location as fast as possible. Now, being familiar with a lot of drop locations will give you a variety and give you the option to go to another location to get looted up. Most of my wins in Season 3 and 4 were jumping to unnamed locations such as soccer fields and other various mountaintops or houses. A good example was in the Alpha tournament where I landed on the houses east of Risky Brills, not even in Risky, just because there was 5-6 different people landing there. In those situations, it becomes an RNG fest where you can just get a really bad drop and get horrible guns, get no guns, or another player could drop in on you as you're fighting another player. Tip number 4, don't be afraid to disengage. There is no shame in disengaging from a fight. Many smart players will agree to that in situations where you're about to get third party or a fight is taking too long, there is no shame of uncommitting and disengaging. Sometimes disengaging early in a fight and positioning yourself better in terms of the storm will give you an upper advantage and a better chance at winning the games. Too many times I see people get engaged in fights that take way too long and then end up getting caught in the storm or with a horrible rotation into the storm, which then causes them the game. In the end, it really depends on your goal. Once again, back to tip number 1, are you here to slay or are you here to win? If you're looking to slay, then yes, go for those kills and potentially lose the game. But if you are looking to increase your win ratio and win the game, then you may want to consider disengaging from very bad fights. This is very situational, and it really depends on each player and depends on each circumstance. I'm not saying disengage from all fights or run away, but you have to kind of judge yourself, and that is one of the skills that you will need to possess to get better at the game or to increase your win ratio, is when to disengage or when to continue engaging. A lot of people always ask, hey, I have a really high KD, how come I can't win games? This may be one of the reasons, is because you are not disengaging in smart fights and you're choosing your fights not as wisely as you could to increase your chances on winning. Last but not least tip is that you should stay updated with current meta and current strategy. Fortnite is one of those games that is constantly evolving, constantly changing. Every single patch we see something different, either them vaulting weapons, bringing new weapons, bringing things back, removing things. There's so much that's going on with the game, and the meta is constantly changing. So it is up to the player, and it's up to you, it is up to me to be updated in what is the current metas and current strategies. The game is also constantly changing. Like, one of the most recent updates is that there are going to be adding in redeployable gliders. Now, with redeployable gliders in the pack, it also means that it's going to have a new meta of rotation, since people have more mobility now than previously. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. What is your playstyle? Are you more aggressive? Are you more passive? Or are you somewhere in between? Guys, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications, follow me on twitch.tv, follow me on Twitter. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.